Hey all, here are OS Reviews. Today we're taking a quick look at another thermal printer from Phomemo, but this time it's geared towards shipping and logistics labels, so the print size is going to be much larger. Possibly a good fit if you're trying to print something out for eBay or Amazon, and it's going to be super fast to print and just directly stick on, since the back will be adhesive. And it's also worth noting that this model, although it looks very clean and modern, doesn't have wireless connectivity yet. So there is no Bluetooth or Wi-Fi on this particular model. That means in order to connect it to your computer, you still have to use a USB cable, and you can't really print using your phone. So that is one thing I would like them to see going forwards, to have a companion app that would make it a bit more versatile, I think. Prints will be in black and white though, and they will be instantly dry and waterproof, but you can't really print colored images, for example. For labels, it can generate up to 3,600 per hour, and compatible with both Mac OS as well as Windows. Is a quick start guide that we get right on top, along with a few wipes, in fact, for disinfecting and kind of cleaning things up. An interesting touch. A smaller internal box, which can fold into a tray for feeding in paper if you're trying to print out, again, rapid labels per minute. You also get about 20 included labels as just samples, and you can obviously pick up more just online, and they're usually selling for just a few bucks for a roll of additional ones, like 100 or 200, depending on your needs. And it tells you which side should be facing down, along with the aforementioned USB stick that contains the drivers. Though that also means that it's not quite plug and play, which is something that maybe they can incorporate in the future. But anyways, here is what it looks like, Phomemo, and you can simply pop it into your computer to install it. If your computer doesn't have a full-size Type-A port, they even give you a converter to Type-C, which is a pretty thoughtful touch. Then we've got just the thermal printer itself, which for a full-size label printer, it is still very compact. I would say it's comparable to something like a mini Bluetooth speaker in terms of its size. We also have the AC power adapter. There's also a standard USB lead that connects to your computer. There's also a simple print key on the top, and on the rear you can see kind of a test print that's been generated here to show that it is functioning, at least from the factory side. This is how you can feed in the paper, by the way, and then there's just a power key, AC adapter switch, and then the connection to your computer. On the bottom key here to basically flip it open like this if you want to physically clean off the inside every once in a while, or remove a print if anything gets jammed. And it kind of looks like a stapler, in fact, but that's how the kind of process works in terms of using thermal printing, just applying heat to the labels, which contain really all the ink inside. It looks pretty clean as far as a compact printer is concerned. You can use these clamps to actually slightly tighten up the paper, so depending on the size that you pop in, it will not really move around. And then afterwards you can close it and it will automatically start to align itself and calibrate once. So there we go. It will push it forward and then just basically leave just enough paper on the edge here to begin creating a label. That included thumb drive will also give you some tutorial videos of how to set it up, which can be helpful to reference, the guided process of how to set it up, and if you wanted to change other properties, being able to adjust those things for Windows, Mac, and for Linux. And in terms of the actual drivers, they'll be in the separate folder here that you can then click on to install. So now plugging in the printer, we can see that the label printer has been recognized automatically, and we can begin to create a print. Let's say I want to try and print out this document. Here's a sample image. I'm just going to select the aforementioned label printer. And there we go. The printed text here is almost instantly generated, so very fast. And the perforated tear marks also make it easy just to rip it off and then just stick it onto whatever package or envelope that you're trying to attach it to. Here's just the sample one, and again, very nice in terms of the printing speed. Kind of crazy that the entire label that is printed out there is actually larger than the entire printer, as you can see. This is going to be a screenshot of our OS Reviews YouTube page, and let's see how it does. Sending it over here. And there we go. So very fast, and text automatically resizes to the fitted 100 by 150 millimeter size of the labels that we have here at the moment. And in terms of contrast, it is a little bit wonky. It's trying to be a little bit darker on purpose just to make things like barcode and text a bit more legible. So of course you can turn things down if you want it to be less poppy, but even smaller text here is legible. Here's our channel, and we've preserved this larger image that we can stick on. So that's more or less it as far as our quick hands-on review of this Phomemo. mini thermal printer, and it does work surprisingly well in terms of the print speed, as well as the fact that the entire thing is still relatively compact and small. Overall, though, there of course are still a few areas of improvement, such as maybe adding in Bluetooth or having a rechargeable battery, I think could make it even better. But as a whole, very easy to use. As long as you have a Windows or Mac computer and you're trying to create some labels for shipping things out, this could be a great option to consider.